If you like to be able to hear your surroundings whilst you're listening to music, or you just don't like shoving earbuds in your ear, then a pair of open ear earbuds could pretty much be what you're looking for. Now typically they're not cheap, so a pair of Shokz open fit earbuds for instance, they're going to cost you about $180, or something like the Oladance OWS Pro are around $150. And here we have the True-Free Zero-One earbuds, and these only cost $60, and on Amazon at the moment they're even down to $42. So if that's all you want to know, $42 will get you a pair of open ear earbuds. I'll put links in the description down below and you can go check it out for yourself. If however you want to find out what their features are, how they fit, what they sound like, there's 4 mics built into these as well, so we'll do a mic test so you know what you're going to sound like if you take a call on these. We're going to go into all of that so I can give you my verdict of whether I still think they're worth buying at the end of the video. Well, if you're still here, I assume that's what you want to find out. So let's get into it. If you have a look at the case, and the case itself is pretty big. If you compare it against the Soundcore Liberty 4 earbuds that I use quite a bit, or just a pair of Apple AirPods as well, you're going to notice quite a size difference. But that's also because the earbuds themselves are quite different in size as well, because they're a completely different type of earbuds. Opening it up and you can kind of see what I mean. So rather than the traditional in-ear earbuds, these kind of have this round ear, over ear design to them. So obviously wearing these is a little bit different than your traditional earbuds because they kind of sit over your ear. You just kind of loop them around. They sit nice and snugly over the top of your ear, just like that. So do the same with the other one as well. Loop that round, just sits over your ear. And they're nice and light as well. They weigh just over 9.5 grams. They're not super heavy on your ears. I've worn them for hours at a time and they've been perfectly comfortable. There's no buttons on these either. These are complete touch controls. So you've got various combinations of touch like single touch, triple, double tap, depending upon what action you want to invoke. But it does all the typical commands. You've got play, pause, track forwards and backwards, volume up and down, all that kind of stuff are covered. You can also turn touch controls off in the mobile app that supports this so you can avoid accidental touches. I'll get into the mobile app a little bit later. Now the 16mm drivers that drive these actually give you pretty good sound. Now the open ear design you might think gives you a lot of sound leakage, but they've designed this such that it projects sound into your ear, and I've had people sitting next to me that have said they can't really hear anything. I mean obviously if you crank it up really high then they'll be able to, but at normal listening volumes it's actually fine. But if you want to crank it on these things you absolutely can, because one of the things that most impressed me about these earbuds is that they can go loud. Typically open ear or bone conduction headphones don't go particularly loud, but these do. And they don't distort either, and you don't get that vibrations on your skin that you can get with bone conduction headphones, so that's what makes open earbuds really good. I could hear vocals really clearly, the mids were okay, and the bass is there, but it's not overbearing. Open ear earbuds in general are a compromise. You're getting the functionality of being able to hear your surroundings. The compromise of that is that you don't get as much bass response and as good a seal, so the sound signature does suffer a bit. But for open ear earbuds, these sounded really good, especially at the price that these are at. And I was honestly really surprised because I thought they were going to sound a bit crap and they don't. Now, as I've said, there are 4 microphones in this, so we're going to do a mic test so you can hear what it sounds like. Right, so you now listen to some simulated coffee shop noise in the background, and you listen to the mic on the top of the camera so you can hear what the ambient sound in the room is like. If we now switch to the mics on the earbuds themselves, you'll now listen to the mic on the True-Free Zero-One earbuds so you can hear what it would sound like if you were to take a call in a noisy environment. Now, I actually think these earbuds are doing really well. I mean, they're not completely cancelling out that background noise, but you can still easily hear my voice. It is a little bit digitized, but again, you can clearly hear my voice. And I'm not having to shout or anything, I'm just talking normally, and that on a pair of earbuds, or any pair of earbuds, is pretty impressive. A pair of earbuds that cost what these cost, that's super impressive. Going into features, you've got 10 hours of battery life on a single charge with these, and you get up to 45 hours if you include the case. And when you do want to charge them, just put the earbuds back in the case, and when they're not fully charged, those lights will blink so you know that it's charging. Connectivity wise, the earbuds have Bluetooth 5.3, so your connection from your earbuds to your device is going to be nice and strong as well. And waterproof wise, these are IPX4 rated, so you don't have to worry if these get splashed with water. Now, the mobile app that supports this, and by the way, I do think that having a mobile app that supports this is awesome, and I think that should be pretty much the standard for anything, because if nothing else, it allows the company and the manufacturers to give firmware updates to their devices. It's not all a bed of roses though, because because it's an app, but it definitely feels that it's a beta app and it's a little rough around the edges. One annoying thing is that you have to go and create an account in order to log in, and this is becoming a trend for pretty much any mobile app that you have to go use. It's just kind of annoying that you have to go do that, where all you want to do is set an EQ on a pair of headphones. Still, that gripe out the way, once you're logged in, you can do a fair amount. So you can go and you can disable the touch controls, so accidental touches of your headphones aren't going to go and skip tracks and everything else. There's also a game mode which you can enable, which will reduce the latency down to 60 milliseconds, which is good if you're gaming with these on. Although I would say that if you're gaming and you want a pair of headphones or a pair of earbuds, you don't generally buy open ear headphones. You can also do that multi-point, so the dual device connection, so you can connect to two devices at the same time. Customize touch controls. This is weird because you can click on it and it says you can go customize touch controls, and yet there's no option to then go customize touch controls. It's completely blank. So the app, as I said, is a little bit rough around the edges. Equalize down at the bottom, that's good. You can go to presets, you can set it to True Free Classic, you've got bass boost and a number of other presets. You can go and do a hearing test, so it will go and create a sound profile that better matches your audio hearing. So if you're a little harder hearing of certain frequencies, it will boost those frequencies. Plenty of other companies like Sony and Bose have that in their apps, but those headphones are typically way more expensive, or they are way more expensive than these. So having that feature in this, it's pretty good. Or you can even go into My Sound settings and go and create your own. And then you have a 10-band graphic equalizer so that you can set your own custom EQ, which is nuts. So you can have a play around, lots of adaptability in finding the best sound signature for you. There's also a relaxation music hall in here inside the app. So white noise to help you relax and stay focused and everything else. There's some really weird options in here, because there's things like natural stream and forest drizzle, and I get that, that's nice and relaxing. And then you have firework display. I don't know who decided that firework display was a relaxing sound to hear. And then there's other weird things as well, like whimsical background and tennis sport. Is it relaxing to hear someone else play tennis whilst you're trying to concentrate? Dung, 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 dung. Maybe? I don't know. There's some just weird choices inside the app. This is where we get into some of that creakiness, so that beta, that roughness to the app, because compared to others like Soundcore and Sony and others, this doesn't feel anywhere near as polished. So as I said, the customized touch controls, there's nothing to customize. The app does not play well with dark mode, by the way. So this is in light mode on my iPhone, and I'm going to change to dark mode. Look, it does not cope well with dark mode. This is all minor stuff though, because this is easily fixable in a software update, and I'm sure they'll go do it once they see this. It just goes to show that it's a little bit of a beta rough app, but it works, right? So it is a functional app, does its job. It just could look a bit prettier. Oh, you can also do firmware updates in the app as well, which is really cool. So should you buy these? Well, as I said at the start, these are currently only $42, and at that price, I think that's an absolute no-brainer as to whether you'd get these. And even at their full asking price of $60, they are still considerably cheaper than some of the others in the market, like the Oladance OWS Pros, which are $150, and the Shokz OpenFit, which are $180. And sure, the app's a little bit rough around the edges, but at the core functionality of where this matters, which is good sound, these do really well. So I will put purchase links to these in the description down below so that you can go check them out for yourself. If you want to check out some other alternatives to these, then be sure to check out the link up here. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.